And we are live. Hello, everyone. It is so good to see you all. And it let me, looks like the lighting might be just a little bit of an issue. But I wanted to come on today and share with you some of my Black Friday recommendations. Now, most of these things you can find on Amazon. There might be one or two things that you cannot. And I thought I brought everything over so that I could, have it in a relatively reasonable proximity. And I will have to tell you, my husband is upstairs. He has not been down here yet to see all this stuff that I pulled out so that I could show you guys. So he might be like, what? So if you hear footsteps and then someone say, what are you doing? Then you'll know he just popped in and it was like, what is going on in here? So I wanted to come on with these Black Friday recommendations because there are some gift ideas that I wanted to share with you for homemakers, for someone that's, like maybe new brides, could be seasoned homemakers that don't have a few things. And then I'll show you some of my tech things that I also like to use as well. And I'll let you know right from the beginning that once you guys jump on, I'll try to interact with the chat as much as I can, but we'll just see. So, okay, let me get this started. So, let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to start with was some book ideas. And I know some people think books, are you kidding me? But books can be a very good gift idea, particularly if the person you're gifting likes books. And so the first book I want to share with you is from one of the YouTube creators that I absolutely love. And it is this one, and it is called The Daily Connoisseur's Guide to Living Well at Home. And if any of you are familiar with Jennifer Scott at the Daily Connoisseur, you will know she just does some amazing work with her books. Not only that, but with her YouTube channel. She's just so classy, so elegant, and she encourages all of us to do the same. And so this is her latest edition in her family of books. It is called Living Well at Home, and I've been taking my time getting through it, and I absolutely love it. This would be the perfect gift idea for a new bride, a young woman who's thinking she wants to maybe one day start her own home and wants some ideas to get ahead, but also for seasoned homemakers like myself or anyone. It's just a lovely book idea, and I encourage you to pick it up, and you can get this on Amazon. Now, excuse me, most of the things that I have, you can get on Amazon, and this is one of those items that you can get there. And I see I've already had Dave jump on, so hey Dave, it is good to see you today. And it's like whenever I decide to go live, I get a frog in my throat. But yes, so hi Dave, and hi to the kitchen strategist. It's good to have you here as well. And Dave, I want you to be calm today because you can get a little excited. So be calm today. So, all right. And then we've got Elizabeth here as well. So, in case you missed it, the first book I want to recommend is this one from Jennifer Scott at the Daily Connoisseur, and it is called The Daily Connoisseur's Guide to Living Well at Home. Perfect, perfect, perfect gift. The second gift idea that I want to bring up, and this is particularly for those who want to have a nice pantry. I've been talking just fine all morning, so I get ready to go live, and here you go. So this one is the Modern Pioneer Pantry, and it is by Mary Bryant Schrader, and she has her YouTube channel called Mary's Nest. So these are two YouTube creators that I follow and that I enjoy, so I wanted to share that one with you. This one is a complete guide to preserving food. So those of you that follow me, excuse me, those of you that follow me know I like to can. I do water bath canning, preserving foods. I'll put that link in the description box below. But this is Mary's new book, and it's that complete guide to not only water bath canning, but also pressure canning and dehydrating and some other things. So this is a good gift idea as well. And then since I do enjoy water bath canning, this complete book of small batch preserving would be another good gift idea, as well as the Canning Bible, the Ball Blue Book. This is the one that I started with. Well, I started with an earlier edition. This is the latest edition of the Ball Blue Book. And I call this the Canning Bible. Whenever I have a question, this is where I go to first. But now there is a new kid on the block, and it is my friend Mary from Mary's Nest book, and it's called The Modern Pioneer Pantry, a complete guide to preserving food. So I wanted to share those with you guys. What is it? Let me get a drink of water. Let me just get a quick drink of water. Maybe that'll help. And then one other thing that I wanted to share with you, Black Friday ideas. This one is not on Amazon. All of these are on Amazon, so I will have these in my description box. But I will also put the link to this one in the description box. Now, this is not on Amazon. So this is Farmhouse Teas. And their logo is Steeping the Harvest. And when you order some, you get this little catalog or this little magazine that comes with it. But what I'm loving about it most is the lovely, lovely teas that they have. For example, this one is herbal elderberry syrup mix. So they're definitely using their harvest. This one is apple pie flavoring tea. This one is sweet maple chai. This one is strawberry maple. And then the one I've been using most recently, I got it over there because I had it with my teapot, is the harvest berry tea. So since it's cooler weather now, one of the things I do in the mornings, I'll give my husband a cup of tea. Sometimes I'll have a cup of tea with him. Sometimes I might have coffee. But lately, I've been wanting things that just seems to feel a little bit healthier or a little bit clearer. So I've been doing more tea. So Farmhouse Teas is, and it's also a family-owned small business. So I definitely wanted to promote that. So when we talk about small businesses, you know, we definitely want to encourage small business opportunities. And so consider going to Farmhouse Teas. And like I said, I'll put the link in the description box below. So if you've got a tea lover in your family, or you just like to drink tea every now and then, I encourage you to consider going online to Farmhouse Teas and picking up something from there. And also, Jennifer Connoisseur, small business, blah, blah, blah. Jennifer Scott at the Daily Connoisseur, small business. And then Mary at Mary's Nest, that's a small business too. These are YouTube creators that work very hard to bring to you information that we think you will enjoy. So now let me just set these aside real quick. One of these days, I'm going to have to get somebody to help me with all of this so that I can share all these things. So, Journey on the Go-Go, hey, good morning. Glad to have you there as well. So it's nice. So now, let me show you some other great gift ideas. And I'm starting in the kitchen. And these you can find on Amazon. Almost everything here you can find on Amazon except for the Farmhouse Teas. Everything else is on Amazon. So I wanted to show you this cutting board. And I got it from my sister as a gift. But she ordered it from Amazon. And it's a commemorative one. She had it engraved, and this one she gave when we had our 45th wedding anniversary. So it says 45 years, happy anniversary, and then it's got a whole bunch of other things written on here. It says always and forever, no matter what, and it's got our names on here, Denise and Willie Jordan, and it's got our wedding date. You can order these from Amazon, and I'll put the link in the description box below. And it's a nice size, so I set it up on my counter now. I will say, I don't chop on it. If I needed to, though, I would turn it over and I might do something on the back, but I don't chop on the front. This is another one that I received as a gift as well, and it says Homemaking with Denise. And I got this from the Think Media team when I was on their podcast one day, and I just love it. And I set these on my counter like this. I got the idea, I was watching Megan, the Duchess of Sussex. She's got a Netflix show, and I've been watching that. And I was looking at her kitchen. You know how we women do. We'll be watching people's kitchen, trying to think, oh, what she got over there? What's she doing with that? And I saw how she had her cutting boards kind of arranged on the counter. And I thought, I like that. So I've been doing that with mine. But I will put the link in the description box where you can order these on Amazon, because you can get all kinds of things put on there. And as you can tell by this cutting board and by looking at all the different little marks on it, this is the one I've been using most recently, and it is a titanium cutting board. I've tried to get away from the microplastics and that kind of thing, so I use this particularly for meats. Now, I might use a wooden cutting board, like I've got another one over there. I might use a wooden cutting board for my veggies and things like that, but when I'm cutting meat or preparing meat, I'm going to use this one so I can wash everything off, don't have to worry about any bacteria remaining and that kind of thing. So these cutting boards are certainly good gift ideas to consider. And the kitchen strategist says she likes to take a look to see what other kitchens have going on too. Yeah, so I'm nosy like that too. So let me put these over here. And then right now, with it being holiday time and everyone's serving up all kinds of different little goodies at holiday gatherings, one of the things you might want to have are pretty dishes, pretty serveware. So this set of KitchenAid dishware or serveware you can find on Amazon, and then this one is a loaf pan, and look how pretty it is. It's the perfect size loaf pan. I like the fact that it's got these two little handles on the end that I can lift, that kind of thing. It's got, it resists chips and stains, even heat distribution. It's safe for microwave, freezer, or the oven. So I can take this from the freezer, let it, come to room temperature a little bit. I can pop it in the oven, or I can put it in the microwave. Now, with most of your serveware, you don't want to immediately take it out of the freezer and put it in the oven. You do want to let it, just kind of gradually come up to a more reasonable temperature. You don't have to have it thawed out, but you just want to give it a little bit of time. But this lovely, lovely loaf pan, and it was a gift to me. And I was like, this whole set right here, I was gifted from one of my sisters. And I was like, how did she know I was wishing for some pretty serveware? So, wanted to show you these. So this is the loaf pan. The other one that comes in this set is this little quart dish. Now, this is the 2 1/4 quart round casserole dish, and it also comes with a lid. And I like that fact that it comes with the lid. So once you've got your casserole done, you want to carry it somewhere out of the house, you can put this lid on it, wrap it up neatly so it's protected, and take it to whatever gathering you're going to go to. And it's so pretty. And here's the other good thing about this. You can use the lid as a trivet or something to set it on to protect the counter or the tabletop beneath that. So there's this one. Oh, and you notice these match my kitchen? Ha, ha, ha. So I was really glad to get that. And then the last one in this set that I have is this 9 by 13 casserole dish. Now, every home needs a 9 by 13 pan or casserole dish. So if you've got a young homemaker, new bride just starting out, they need a 9 by 13 casserole dish. That's probably one of the biggest dishes most will have. And a lot of times, when they start buying these things, they'll get some simple, like a plain old simple Pyrex clear glass. And those are perfectly fine. And I got several of those myself, which I've had for years. But if you want to get them something pretty, consider getting something that's attractive like this. And again, you've got your nice handles on each side. And then you've also got a lid that comes with it. So here you go, you can cover your dish up. And as I mentioned earlier with the other one, once you get it wherever it's going, you can set it on top of the lid and it serves as your trivet. So these are certainly lovely gift ideas for that. And one of these days, I'm going to have somebody like Vanna White that's going to move all this stuff for me. Let me just set this out of the way real quick. So this is just going to make the kitchen even more of a mess. It's going to be like, what on what? So yeah, I'll get all these things out of the way for you, and then I will show you my other things. So, you know I'm still around because you hear all the noise. All right, so that's those. Other small gift ideas. Stanley cups. Now, Stanley cups are the big thing, and I know there's another one out right now. I don't know what it is right now. All the kids are using, but Stanley cups are still huge. This is the first Stanley cup that I got. Both of these were gifted, and I love them. They're 32 ounces. It's a way to help me drink my water. And I wanted an orange one. Even though my favorite color tends to be red, I wanted an orange one. So I got this orange one as a birthday gift. And then the person that gave it to me also gave me one of these little straw protectors to go on top. And then when I had another gift giving occasion, I got this red one because red is my favorite color. So I got this red one, and it sometimes, like, Stanley will have what they call special editions, or they will collaborate with maybe a company, like they collaborated with the Elf cosmetic company, Eyes, Lips, and Face, the Elf cosmetic company. And so this is the Elf red. So I have that one, but they do come in all different colors and different sizes. This is a 32 ounce. They come in 40 ounces. They have some that are smaller. They have all different sizes and shapes. So these are certainly some things you can pick up, and they got all kind of different little Black Friday deals you can check out. So I'm going to set this behind me so I'm not moving too far away from the camera. Other gift ideas you can consider. Isn't this a lovely teapot? Now, this is the Sus teas. They have them in all different colors. And it's kind of like that old-fashioned, you know, teapot, that kind of thing. And I love hearing it whistle. Just love that. The lid comes off here. You can fill it with water, let it heat up. And then when you're ready to use it, you just click this button, pour it out. And to tell you the truth, I got this as a gift. My youngest son, I used to call it my baby, but he says, Mom, I'm not your baby. I'm your youngest son. My youngest son gifted me with this. When he would come to visit, and he would want to make a cup of tea, because his family drinks a lot of tea, and he'd want to make a cup of tea, I didn't have a teapot. So I'd have to either put it in the microwave or get out like a little saucepan. And so he gave me this. It was either a birthday or Christmas gift. So now I have this to use not only when he comes to visit, but I make tea for my husband every morning just about. So this is great for that. So this would be a great gift idea as well. And they do have them on sale at Amazon right now. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Patrick. And let's see. C. Pollard. I'm so glad all you guys are here to visit. And Judy. Hey, good morning. Good morning. And a couple other people. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Heather and all that. So thank you for joining me. So there's that. And then this was a gift. My kids gave me this last Christmas, I think it was. And, you know, there are some things that you don't think you need or that you don't think about until you get one. And then you're like, wait, where has this been all my life? So this is an immersion blender. This is the Bonsib Kitchen Immersion Blender. And it comes, you know, like here's a little cord. This is the little blender blade. Sorry. This is the blender blade itself. And this is how it attaches here. And then you just plug it in. And then you put it down in your pot. I could get a pot out. I'll use a bowl. I got all my cabinets blocked. I can't even get into them. So then you can put it down in your pot like that, and then you just turn it on. And it's not real loud, but like you can just like use it up and down in the pot, or you can move it around like that. But it blends up. Let me unplug it here. But it blends up things. So let's say you're making a pot of beans, and now you want it to be a little bit more creamy. So you can put this in and just kind of blend up just a few of the beans just to give it a little bit of that creaminess. Let's say you're making gravy and you got a few lumps in there. Put this in, turn it on. That gets rid of those lumps. So they're really nice to have. And they come with other pieces. I'll show you what else it comes with. So it also comes with a whisk. So you can attach a whisk to it and use it with a whisk that way. And then it comes with a little pitcher that you can use. And also it comes with a larger blade, that kind of thing that you can use. So do consider picking up this Bonsib immersion blender as a gift idea. And you know, these are pretty much affordable. So I use this part most often, but I will occasionally get these out. So my husband's like, why do you have to keep the boxes? I just like to keep the boxes. So this box I keep in another area, and I keep these right underneath the cabinet right there so I can reach for it. But when I need to use the other pieces, I know where the box is. So I don't know, I just have a thing about that. So I just have to, you know, keep the boxes for things. So this is the immersion blender that you definitely will want to have. So I'll get that put away. I'll put this over here. Now, since we're talking about blenders, this one's pretty big. Let me show you. So I had a small Emmy Hamilton Beach blender for years. And when I say for years, I mean for years. My dad gave each of us girls an not an immersion blender, a Hamilton Beach Emmy. It was a little small food processor. Oh, probably a good 30 years ago. My dad's been gone at least 10 years, and I probably had that thing 20 years before that. And when Christmas time, he would give us all girls the same thing. And he gave us this Emmy blender. Well, I had that thing until last year when I burned it out. Finally, I was trying to blend up some bread to make breadcrumbs, and I just burned it out. But I had the thing more than 30 years, so I can't complain about it. So this was gifted to me from one of my sisters. She's going to be moving, and she was parting with some of her kitchen appliances. And this is a KitchenAid blender. Now, this thing is huge, as you can see. It's got a nice little blade on it. Got that blade in there like so. All right, I just had that on there. Now what did I do? There we go. You can take this one on and off. You can, you know, trade it off. But it also comes with these other parts like this too. Now I've only had this a short time, so I haven't figured out how to use all the pieces yet. But it comes with quite a few pieces. So in addition to that part and these pieces here, and you can, you know, in addition to those, you also get this little tool kit with more blades. So I'm excited to learn how to use all of these things. So this KitchenAid 8-in-1 blender is pretty nice. You've got all these different little pieces. So like I said, I'm just learning how to use it. So I have used this part with some of this. Haven't dug in here yet. But every home needs a food processor. So this is a KitchenAid food processor. I was calling it a blender. It's not a blender, it's a food processor. Every home needs a food processor because there's times when there are things you need to process or chop up very finely, and a food processor can help you. Does it have to be this fancy a food processor? No. It can be something much smaller and something that's much less expensive. But I was visiting someone recently, and I said, well, where's your food processor? Because we were trying to chop up some things, and she says, well, I don't have one. I'm like, okay. So then we got our knives out, and we were chopping pretty small. But if you can have a food processor. If you're getting married, put that on your list. You're starting up a new home, put that on your list for gifting or whatever. Or if it's just something you want for yourself, start your wish list and have that on there. And then in time, maybe you can get that. So certainly everybody needs a food processor, and this KitchenAid food processor is lovely. And I have to say, I have been blessed so often by things. Some of the things that I have that are really nice, that I really enjoy, have been gifted to me at either birthday time or holiday time. So, and right now, Black Friday, these things are on sale on Amazon or maybe on their website. So think about this. So let me just set this out of the way, and then we'll look at some of the other kitchen appliances that I think you might want to consider. So there it goes. And let's see, what are people saying? Let's see. So the kitchen strategist, I'm going to have to check you out. Check out your YouTube channel, because I think you're new to me. And I want to thank you guys for joining me on this live stream. I meant to try to go live at 7 a.m., but we had a couple other things going on, and it took me a while to get everything out. So I didn't get there, but thank you for there. Jean W. Hay, she's thinking about getting a stand-up mixer next on the list. Let me just show you. I got that here. Now, I don't have all this stuff in the description box yet, but I do have my KitchenAid stand mixer in the description box. So do consider checking that out. So this is my KitchenAid artesian stand mixer, and I tell you what, I absolutely love it. Now, my mom had one for years, and it was an older version. I'd watch her using it, but I wasn't particularly interested. I had a little hand mixer that I'd used all my life, well, all my married life, so I was cool with that. And then I got this KitchenAid stand mixer, and I'm like, where has it been all my life? It is just so nice. So this one comes with your 5-quart mixing bowl. And it also comes with this little whisker thing. And then you get this dough hook. And then you also get this little mixing hook as well. So they come with it, and then you can, you lift it up, you can put your bowl on, and you want to make sure you lock the bowl in place when you put it on, and then you can put your beaters, well, here, I'll show you. Now it's on. Lock your bowl in place, and then you can put the head down and you can do your thing. And you can also put this little guide on so you can kind of put stuff in so that it's not flying out all over the place. Because if you've ever been mixing something and then you added some ingredients and all of a sudden some stuff is flying up, well, yeah, that can happen. So consider getting a stand mixer, and I did check earlier and they are on sale on Amazon. So do consider getting that, and I'll show you one other thing that you can get on Amazon. Now these puppies are heavy, and I was using this the other day. So you want to also get yourself one of these little glides. They have them in this dark wood color, which I got, because you can see the wood in my kitchen is dark. So I ordered this one. You'll get these little casters that you stick on the bottom. And then what you do is then you put your mixer on this little platform. Now look how easy it moves. So now I have it set over there against the wall. When I want it, I can just pull it out. So look how easy it moves. So if you already have a stand mixer, you definitely want to order one of these little platforms to set it on so that you can move it around. Otherwise, like I said, these puppies are heavy. So I'm really glad that I got that. My husband's gonna be like, what are you doing down there? Okay, now let me just slide this back over. So So what I had next to that, and it lives on the counter in that same spot all the time. So what I had next to that right here was my Bella Pro Series air fryer. Air fryers are on sale all over Amazon as well, so be sure to check those out. This is the 8-quart air fryer. It's the digital readout. I don't know if this cord, let me see if I can try to show you the digital readout there. So let me just lean this over like that. So now you can see it's on, and it's got like a digital panel that I can cook like all different kind of things with. And you can set your time, increase the time, decrease it. You can cook for different kinds of things, steak, shrimp, fish, chicken, all kinds of things on there. Now let me unplug it. I keep these tools unplugged, and it just lives right here, but it's got this nice basket. I keep the information for the basket in here. It's got a little tray in there that I can set food on when I'm cooking, and then I can lift this out and then give it a good scrub. And it's very nice, and I can roast a whole chicken in here. So now what I would do is I would spatchcock the chicken and then put it down in here, and then that way it roasts evenly. And you could probably even roast a very small turkey breast in here as well. My husband likes to do fish and steaks and different things like that. So you certainly want to have that. So air fryer would certainly be a good holiday, birthday, wedding, hostess gift idea as well. So now you guys have seen all of these things. So now let me turn you back around a little bit, because it took me a while to get everything situated. So my family is pretty good about like knowing what to get and what I need, that kind of thing. And we had gone somewhere, I don't know, family reunion somewhere. We stayed at a hotel, and they had the waffle iron there. And you know, in those hotels where you can make your own waffles for breakfast, all you have to do is, you know, open it up and you pour the waffle stuff on there, and then you lock it, and then you can turn it on and then open it up, and your waffles are ready to go. You've got this little tray underneath here to serve as a drip tray, so you don't end up with, you know, stuff everywhere. This was a gift for me. One of my sisters gave it to me one year, because I said, you know what, we stayed at this hotel, and I was talking on and on and on about the waffle iron. I'm thinking I would love to have something like that, not knowing at the time that you could buy one of those. So she found this, and this particular one is by Oster. They do have this and others on Amazon, and some of them are on sale for Prime Day. So now, why would you need a waffle iron like this? Well, for you young homemakers out there with littles and you got to get breakfast in the morning, this makes 4 waffles at a time. It makes 4 at a time. And for little people, they're probably only going to eat 1. For the ones that are a little bigger, they might eat 2. So certainly consider a waffle iron as a nice gift for for a relative, or even for yourself, because waffles are a nice treat. And you can, you know, waffle batter is a little bit different from pancake batter, but just the tiniest little bit. So yeah, you can make your own waffle batter and then, you know, make your own waffles. So I would certainly encourage this as a gift, especially since I got mine as a gift and I absolutely love it. So there is this. And then this also was a gift. Wait, yeah, I think this was a gift too. And it comes with a little measuring cup, comes with the rice paddle. This isn't the right paddle. Comes with this rice paddle, as well as this other little scoop. And then you've got your lid, and then this little pot comes out. It's the aroma rice cooker. Now, my friend Carol at Carol's Nest challenged me because I had this rice cooker sitting in my garage on a shelf in the box for a good 5 years. I got it either I bought it myself, but I'm thinking I got it as a gift. And I just looked at it, set it on the shelf, thinking, I don't need a rice cooker. I just cooked rice on top of the stove, you know, in a pot. And last year, we were on, well, it could have been earlier this year, but we were on a YouTube live. Me and Miss Leona and some other people were talking about rice cookers. And Miss Leona was talking about hers and how much she loves it and that kind of thing. And I mentioned that I had one and hadn't ever used it. And then there were a few other shows and a few other times we talked about rice cookers. And I said again, you know, I got one, but I haven't ever used it. And Carol at My Blessed Nest said, the next time you come on here, I want to know that you've used that rice cooker. So I'm like, oh, she's challenged me. So now I got to figure out how to use it. Because sometimes I'm a little hesitant to learn how to use new things. Now, I don't mind technology, but just sometimes I don't know. So I got this thing out. All you have to do, pour in a cup of rice, pour in 2 cups of water. Because, you know, it's usually, cooking rice is usually a 1-to-2 ratio, 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. Depending upon the rice, it might be 1 cup of rice to 1.5 to 1 3/4 cups of water, but pretty much a 1-to-2 ratio. Put the rice in, put the water in, add a pat of butter, add a little bit of salt, put the lid on, plug it in, and it cooks itself. Oh, plug it in, and then you have to turn it on. So I'm gonna turn you guys over here a little bit so you can just see how easy it is to use. So, because I was just appalled when I realized how easy it is to use. Plug it in, it lights up, and then you just push the button down to cook, and it cooks. When it's done cooking, the button pops up to warm, and you know it's done, and you hear it pop up, and you know it's done. It's just that easy. So tell me why I was so hesitant to use that. Once I figured out how easy that was to use, I use this puppy a lot. My husband loves rice. We eat a lot of fish. Well, he eats a lot of fish. So we make a lot of fish in this house. And he likes rice as a side dish with his fish. And so I have been buying that Ben's original rice. Sometimes I get the Kroger brand, depending upon what's cheapest and how my budget is lending itself. And they're like $1.50, between $1.25 and almost $2 a pack. That serves like 4, and it's just a small pack, but you pop it in the microwave for 90 seconds and it's cooked. That's the kind of rice he wants to cook. He didn't want to spend time, like 20 minutes, cooking a pot of rice. I showed him the other day how to use this. He was like, wow. So now I can cook a pot of rice and make enough rice for 3 or 4 cups, put it in one of these containers, which I guess I'll talk about these next, but I'll put the rice in one of these containers and set it in the fridge, and then we've got rice for a few days to eat, and I'm not having to make it fresh every time. Where has this been all my life? In the garage. So this is certainly a good gift for your young homemakers, your seasoned homemakers like myself, or anybody that cooks. And here's the other thing. You can cook other things in a rice pot than rice. I did not know that. So yeah, you can cook other things in here as well. And there's a little cookbook, which I don't know what I did with the little cookbook. I'm trying to keep the little cookbooks in the pot, but I've been using this so much that I don't know what I did with that. But you can cook other things in there as well. So let me get these off the counter. So I was talking about, I can put it in here. These are my Rubbermaid leak-proof storage containers, and I absolutely love these. These are my favorite storage containers. You guys have seen them before if you've ever been on my channel. And this is the glass one. And here's the neat thing about these too. So if you get this size, the lids are interchangeable. Their technology is based so that all the containers that are this size, the lids fit. So I can flip the little ears up or the wings up, take it off. You've got these nice little rubber gaskets around there to keep the odors in, keep the aroma in. But I can also put this in the microwave with the lid on, because if you look at these little wings here, these little lips, there's like a little opening there that allows the steam to escape. So when the wings are up like that, I can microwave it, steam escapes, so I can microwave it in there just fine. If I'm putting this in the oven, of course, though, the lids don't go on there. And you know what? I hear that phone going. I'm going to put the silence on this phone. There. Because I thought somebody'd be calling me in a minute. Now that's a robocall, but I figured somebody'd be calling me in a minute and then I'll get knocked offline. So you can put these in the microwave. Oh, and I put these glass ones in the freezer, and I put them in the freezer with the lids. And there's a like, if you're gonna freeze them, you don't want to put the food above this level there, because you know when you freeze stuff, it expands. And then this one is not glass. It's some kind of a, I don't know what they call the material, but it's not like a plastic kind of stuff with those BHAs and all that bad stuff in it. It doesn't have that. But I can take the lid off of this one. And I can put the lid on this one. They're interchangeable. The nice thing about these as well is that they stack. They come in different sizes. So you've got this size, and like I said, they stack. And they also come in this size, and you can get two like of these on here. And then they also come bigger, like this. I've got a glass one like this, but it's in the fridge with some stuff in it. But again, they stack nicely. So two different sizes here, but they stack nicely. So you can certainly use these for food storage. I love these. I use these to store food once I've cooked it. I don't use it like to store dry goods and stuff like that. You probably could, but I don't see the purpose of using these nice containers for that. But when I've made an abundance of food, like I've made chili or something like that, and I want to put some aside in the freezer, I'll put some in here, label it with some freezer tape, put it out in the freezer, and then when I need to pull something out quickly for lunch, I've got that. So these are great gift ideas as well, and I'm going to set these right here. And let's look at some of the pretty dishes that I like. So you guys know I like pretty dishes. And oh, and I have one down here. I forgot to get it out. Let me get it. I just love pretty dishes. So, and since there's just the two of us here, I make a lot of soups and stews and casseroles, things that will serve more than two or even more than four. So sometimes I want to make individual servings, like individual pot pies. So I can use these dishes for that. These do go in the oven. I don't put them in the freezer. They don't have a lid. But if I'm serving like chili or something like that, these will hold a nice big bowl of chili or stew or something. Or I can make individual pot pies, put it in there, put the little crust down inside and bake them in the oven. So I have two of these. And I just got to, you know, and they match my kitchen and they're pretty. This is just a little casserole dish, bean pot, that kind of thing. Again, something pretty that if I want to put something on the table and it looks pretty, let's say I make a big pot of beans, I make chili, chicken noodle soup, whatever, and my sisters are over, and I don't want us to have to serve from the pot on the stove. I can put them in this and then just kind of put it on the table or here on the counter. Or holiday time, I need to carry a dish over to my sisters or something like that. I've got this nice dish that I can do it in. And look at the pretty decorations that are on the side. I just love it. And it does go in the oven. And one of my viewers said it looked like a bean pot to them. I thought, hey, works for me because I have been making some beans. I made some dry beans the other day. It was some pinto beans. Got the bag out, took the time to soak them overnight, cooked them the next day, and oh my goodness. If anybody out there has ever cooked dry beans and felt like, where has this been all my life? Let me know in the comment section below. If you don't know how to cook dry beans, do you use like some smoked turkey in yours, or do you put in ham hocks? Let me know. I think I used turkey tails when I made dry beans this last time. So let me know, what do you put in your dry beans? And then pour them in this nice little bean pot to serve them. I use turkey tails, but I will use smoked turkey if I have that. Other pretty dishes. And I don't know, sometimes I just get on a little kick where I just want something pretty or something different, because I've not been buying a lot of plates and serveware lately. So if I just really get the urge, I will tell you, I looked at these on Amazon for months. And I kept saying, Denise, you don't need any more dishes. Denise, you don't need any more serveware. Denise, you don't need that. And I looked at these for months. Look how pretty they are. And you guys can tell I like red because you know I got, oh, well, you can't see it now, but oh, here it is. My red teapot. It's always on my counter. People see it. My red Stanley. Red is one of my favorite colors. So I kept looking at them. And they do have other colors, but I kept looking at this one. So you've got this small little lid. Holds 12 ounces. Goes in the oven. That kind of thing. I can bake in it. Microwave safe. Oven safe. Now, I can't freeze in these, but it's dishwasher safe, oven safe, and microwave safe. So I can't freeze in it, but I can make it, like say for you young homemakers out there that still have littles at home, you can make little individual macaroni and cheese casseroles, individual pot pies, or you can just serve in these little dishes, take a little off. They'd be so pretty on the table. So there was some big sale, oh, probably Amazon Prime Days earlier this year. I thought, okay, you made me an offer I can't refuse, and I ordered them. So I've got them, and I love them. And the 12 ounces are just fine. Let's say we're having soup. I can put the soup in here. I can put like some chicken and dumplings in there. I can put, you know, we're just going to have beans with cornbread. I can put in here whatever I want, but I just love them. So I wanted to show you those. So let me just set them behind me. And then I wanted to show you something else. So I had mentioned earlier that I had been watching Megan, Duchess of Sussex, her show on TV. It's called With Love, Megan. I've been watching that on Netflix. And she had some containers similar to this in her kitchen. They weren't exactly like this, but they were similar. So they're like little glass canisters with a gasket around it that, you know, kind of seals. They're airtight. Got these little spoons that you can kind of serve things with, you know. And I ordered these. They have them in bigger sizes, but I just wanted this size. And I only ordered 3 because, again, I've only got so much counter space. And if something comes out on the counter, that means something else has got to get put up. But we use like a lot of pecans in the morning for oatmeal. So hubby can just, you know, just grab them. And here's another reason why. Oh, and then this one has granola. This one has craisins in it. So since we have oatmeal a lot, all year round, but particularly now that the weather is cooler, and then he'd be looking, well, where are the raisins, or where are the craisins, you know, where are the pecans, you know, like all this kind of stuff. And I found that it's easier for me to have things where he can see them easily. If I have it in a pantry somewhere behind another jar or whatever, it's difficult. So when you think about organizing in your home, you think about who lives with you. If it doesn't work for them, it's not working. So I decided to get these, and I just sit them right out there on the counter. They're right here. And when he's making his oatmeal, he can grab the one with pecans put them in this pecans and put them back. And oh, one other thing I want to show you guys were these items. And no, I'm not going to show you everything in my kitchen. But I was trying to think of those things that would be relevant for anyone setting up a new home. They're moving out, and so they're, redoing their kitchen. Just want to figure out some better storage options. I like these ball latch jars. You can get these on Amazon as well. So in this one, I've got grits, but they're glass. They're airtight because you've got these little gaskets on them right there. These two smaller ones, as you can see, they're stackable. So when I'm having soup and sometimes stews, he likes to have crackers. And I used to keep the crackers in the pantry in the box, but sometimes things get moved in front of them. But I find if I just go ahead and put the crackers in these jars, have them sitting right on the counter, he can find them easily. If there's any guys out there, I'm sorry, but for the ladies out there, you know what I mean. It's just easier if it's right where they can find it, because it saves me the trouble of having to go and get it for them. And so this one is oatmeal, but I just kind of like having these here. And like I said, they are stackable. This can stack here as well, but I don't need them stacked that much for where I keep them. And this one I've got like rolled oats in it. A mess to clean up once we're done with this live stream. Okay, since I'm over here, let me bring this over. So we're still looking at things that you can use in your kitchen. Let me see the comments while I'm here. Let's see. You can wrap your cord around it. They come in perfect every time. Yeah, I'm not sure what the wrapping the cord around it meant, but here's the thing. With these small appliances too, the cords on them are short, and they're short for a reason. They don't want you attaching those cords to like extension cords or anything like that. So they're made short to go into a wall, so you have to keep it on the counter close to there. So I'm not sure what you guys were talking about, but I just wanted to mention why cords on most appliances are short. You guys know, can't miss an opportunity to cheat something. I'm gonna bring this a little closer so I can see what people are saying. Bashua, hello, hello. Good to have you here. Shannon needs a waffle maker. Yeah. I'm going to have all this stuff in my description box and once I'm done, but not there yet. But you can go to my Amazon store, though, too, and find some of these things. Yep, sourdough waffles, that kind of thing. When you have limited space, how often do you feel an appliance needs to be used to earn its place? You know what? I think if it's going to sit out on this counter, it needs to be something that I'm either going to use often or something that is too heavy for me to lift to be moving back and forth. Like that KitchenAid mixer, I don't use it every week, but it's very nice and it's heavy, and I need for it to stay nice. I don't want it sitting out in the garage. I don't want to have to put it in the laundry pantry where it could get too moist. So these things over here, I don't use as often as the things I use over here. Like back here in this corner, I've got my Keurig coffee maker, which I use just about every day. I've got another tea kettle over there, which I use often. But these other things are things that I use like every day. I've got my cutting boards. I can keep the cutting boards back here, and I can grab whichever one I need every day. Now, the waffle maker doesn't sit out on the counter. I keep the waffle maker in its box, and that's why I keep the boxes. I keep it in its box, and I have it sitting on a shelf out in the garage. And when I need it, I have the hubby go and get it. But I don't want to put this KitchenAid out in the garage because I'm afraid what might happen to it out there. So I don't do that. And then this air fryer, I keep it in here because the other thing is if you put it out of sight, you're not going to use it. So I keep this in here because we will use it, and I do use it. I'll, you know, make chicken breasts and different things like that in there. Okay, I'm getting off track. Let me get these out of the way. Get these over here out of the way. Because I got something a little bigger that I want to show you. So, and I'm mostly doing the kitchen appliances now. So let me get this turned around. I've been messing with this phone. Okay. This is my water bath canner. So for those of you that follow me another time, you guys know I love water bath canning. I love to make jams and jellies and salsas and those kinds of things. I was at a family gathering for Thanksgiving yesterday, and my hostess gift was some holiday jam. Here, let me show you one. Let me just grab it real quick. I know I'm leaving the camera. That's not good, but I wanted to show you. I should have had it out. I didn't think about getting this out to show you earlier. But since we were talking about it, I'm just going to grab it and just let you see it. So, I know, poor practice, but I made this. It's a holiday jam. It's got cranberries, strawberries, I think one other berry in here, but it's nice and sweet. I put it in one of the decorative ball canning jars. Put this little label on it, and it says holiday jam from Denise, and then on here it says what's in it. And I took this and 3 other jars as my hostess gift. So yeah, so I like to do that. Sorry for leaving the camera. Please don't report me to Carol Oliveira, because you know she's my YouTube mentor, and for live stream. And best practice is you do not leave the camera. How many times have I left the screen today? I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm wild. Okay, so this is my Ball Easy Canner water bath canner, and I absolutely love it. And the nice thing about it, let me turn it around so you can see the front of it. The nice thing about it is that it's got some digital controls. So let's see, I got the cord under there. It's got like a little groove on the back that you can, where the cord goes. I'm going to move this over this way so I can plug it in. And as I mentioned to you earlier, you know, one of the things that, the reasons why cords are short is because they want you to keep them on the counter. So when I plug it in, you can see it lights up. It just lets you know that it's on. Now it says off, but it just means that the device is on. And I can, now that I've started to manipulate the button, I can do, like I can cook soups and stews and chilies and that kind of thing in here. And I can set the timer for how long I want them to cook that way. So this I can set the timer, or I can do my water bath canning. If I want to do water bath canning, then I'll be preheating jars and then processing. So if I'm going to preheat the jars, I put the necks on there, and then it'll start preheating the jars and that kind of thing. I'm going to turn it back this way though, and it's off. So, and what this will do is, like, once I've got my jars washed, get my jars in here, I set it to, when I go to water bath canning, preheating the jars comes first. And it will heat the jars to the needed temperature. It doesn't sterilize the jars, but it heats the jars to the needed temperature. Because if you're processing, depending upon how long you're processing, determines whether or not you have to sterilize your jars. If you're processing 10 minutes or more, you don't have to sterilize the jars prior to filling your jars. That's a whole different process, a whole different conversation. But you have this nice little lid that you can see through, and then you've got your vent there. Here's my little booklet. Here's my other little, you know, my little booklets that come with it. I keep all that stuff in there. And then I also will keep some of my tools in here. This was from a different device, but like it's deep enough that I keep these tools in here, so when I'm ready to can, I don't have to look for them. So this is my PrepWorks canner funnel, and well, I didn't expect that to happen, wasn't where it was supposed to be. I must have had it too close to the front because that is not where it's supposed to be. Okay. Well, all right. So let's say I'm going to fill this jar. Well, this lid, I set it on here on the jar like that. And the nice thing about it is I can set this on the counter or on a saucer, but the part here that's going to actually be around the mouth of the jar does not get contaminated. So it's really nice. And also, well, you have the markings right here on the side that tells you about your headspace, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, that kind of thing. But I've had this one long enough and used it often enough that it's starting to wear off a little bit. But I love this canner here for that purpose. Oh, and it fits wide mouth and regular mouth. Yes, wide mouth and regular mouth. I get confused sometimes because, you know, my husband fishes, so he talks about large mouth and small mouth bass. So I have that concept, you know, in my mind, and I'm thinking wide mouth and small mouth jars. I'm like, no, 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 it's wide mouth and regular mouth jars. So now that we're talking about it, let me just show you. This is a regular mouth jar. I can't reach that one. This is a wide mouth jar, and it fits both of them. And you can look through here to see your different markings for your headspace. Okay, so my funnel, this is a scoop. It's got like a little lip on it, so you can hang it on the side of your pan. Now these don't come with this, but I store them in here so that when I'm ready to can, I grab this, everything's in here. So this is the Prep Works scoop, and I love it. It holds about 8 ounces, so I can fill a jelly jar with that. This is a real old one. It used to be my grandma's. Oh. And then my jar lifter, my bubble popper or debubbler, my magnetic lid lifter, my tongs that I can reach in and take things out. This is an old debubbler that I used to have. Now this canner comes with this platform here, and I can set it down inside like that. And I can set it down inside like that. And if I wanted to steam vegetables or something like that, I can do that. And it also comes with a rack that I set my canning jars on. And then if you look inside, this is like a little plug. So let's say I'm gonna make soup or stew or chili or something like that, then I'm gonna plug that up. Because I don't want that stuff getting into my spigot, which I can open to let the water drain out and then close it so that it keeps everything in here. But if I'm canning, I want that to stay open, so once I'm done, I can drain the water out. So I just keep these things in here all the time. That way, when I need to know where they are, I know where they are. And this would certainly be a good gift. So let's say someone wants to learn how to do water bath canning. This is a good gift to give them because, again, it's very easy. It's very user-friendly. So it's good for newbies and it's good for seasoned canners alike. So, oh, and one thing I forgot to show you. It comes in 2 parts. So this is your base right here. Your heating element and all that is down here. This is a little knob that, you know, you turn it on and off and set it to where you need to set it. But you've got these grooves, one on each side. And that's the really neat part because when I need to drain it, I can just open the spigot, let the water come out. But I want to drain it in my sink, not on my counter. So if my sink is right here and I'm going to use it right here, then I'm going to set it up. Here's my little groove at the bottom so that it sits flat. And then I'll set it right here on the counter. And I'm going to turn it around so the spigot is there. Now the spigot's over the sink. I can open it up, let the water run out, and then I'm good to go. Now, does it completely drain? It probably has about this much water left because it falls below the level of the spigot. But at that point, it's cool enough, you can just pick it up and you can just dump it out. Or if I'm working on this side, then I set it so that the spigot is on this side and it can drain from over here. I didn't set it on that counter because I got all that stuff over there. And it's not too bad to lift and move. So I must have a little water left in there because there's water on the counter. There we go. Let's get that up there. All right. And you can check Amazon to see what they've got in regards to Black Friday sales for that. But for those of you that, let's say, you know, you don't want to go when you're first learning how to do water bath canning. Let's say you don't want to spend quite that much for water bath canning. You want to get your feet wet and see how well you like it. Then you can get something as simple as this one. And it looks like a big stock pot, which it almost is, but that's not what it is. But you can use it for that purpose. But again, you've got your clear see-through liquid. You've got your vent. You've got your jar rack on the inside. You put your jars in here. And then you can, you know, put your jars down. You can set them up there like that to pull them out of the water. And you can get this, something as simple as this to get started with. And like I said, you can get all this stuff on Amazon. And then other appliances. This was another gift. I got some good family and good friends. This is my aroma turkey roaster. And my good friend, one of my good YouTube sisters, gifted me with this. It's got a little rack inside you can sit your turkey on or whatever it is you're doing. This rack goes in and out, so I can take this out to clean it. And then there's, like, you know, you've got this part down in here. But when you cook in it, you cook with this in it. You can take the rack out if you need to. And then you've got this nice little vent that goes on it with two vents. See the little vents there? There's two vents there. And then you've got the mechanism here in the front. You can turn it anywhere from minimal, just keeping things warm, all the way up to 450 degrees. And so if you're roasting a turkey, for example, you turn it up to as high as it'll go to 450 for like the first 30 minutes, and then you turn it down to 325. These puppies are amazing. And the reason why I love it is because it frees up my oven space. So this Thanksgiving, when I had to roast a turkey, I didn't have to put the turkey in my oven and then wait for the turkey to come out before I could cook anything else. I could put this on the counter and roast whatever I needed to do in here and use my oven for other things. So certainly a turkey roaster would be a great gift item, and you might be able to find these on sale not only at Amazon, but in other places. So this is certainly something you want to consider getting. I think I'll put this back on the floor. Okay. Now I got some smaller things to share with you. And they're not too far away. So I'm going to start with this one so you guys can get a good laugh. So this is one of those food choppers, you know. This is the Fuji Star, or the Full Star Kitchen Innovation 8-in-1 Veggie Chopper. My husband bought me this as a gift probably 3 or 4 years ago. He had bought me something similar, not quite this elaborate, 5 or 6 years ago, and even another one, because he says, I hate to see you in the kitchen chopping, because I'm standing here with my knife and I'm chopping. And he'll be in there watching TV and he'll say, babe, you're chopping again. And he buys me these things and I would never use them because I enjoy chopping. Well, I was hearing Miss Leona talk about how when she preps her veggies, when she does her groceries, she'll prep her carrots, her onions, and her celery, put them in a container in the fridge, and then when she needs to cook, she just grabs a handful or a cupful. And I'm like, what? So I thought, well, it might be nice, but you know. So the other day I was making potato soup. And it suggested making the potatoes all the same size so that it cooks evenly and all this good stuff. So I thought, let me get that chopping thing out and see how it works. Can I say I was truly amazed? This thing, well, first of all, I had to get the hubby down because you guys know sometimes, you know, with new devices or something that's kind of tech, I'm just a little bit hesitant. Whereas, you know, yeah, turn something on, try it out in a minute. And this is all I had to do. Open it up. It already came prepped with this blade in it and with this little pushy thing in it. All I had to do, sit it on top of the canister, open it up, put a half a potato on there, and the most beautiful, perfectly cut potatoes, all the same size, came out. I was like, what? And I had to chop like about 8 potatoes, you know, for that potato soup, which is why I thought, well, let me just try it. Because sometimes, you know, I have a little trouble with lower back issues. So every now and then, if I stand too long, it's a problem. I could not believe how well this thing works. Potatoes, onions, carrots, they come out beautifully. And not only, you know, I've got this blade, and it's a good size. It's not real big. They're probably about, well, here, I'll show you. You see how big they are. So they're perfect. You know, they're about, looks like about 1/4 to 3/8 inches. And then other things come in a little kit. You get this direction right there that tells you all about, you know, like what you need to put in it. I mean, what you can do. You've got a bigger blade. So I haven't tried the bigger blade yet. I've only used this little one. But I've been using this the whole week and I'm like, oh my goodness, why didn't I try it sooner? So this is the bigger blade than that smaller one. And then it also comes with this little thingy here to help you clean it. Because when you have to clean these, sometimes you have to, you know, get in there, get that out. So you get a bigger blade, you get that little cleany thing. Oh, you get 2 cleany things. This one's a little bigger to help you scrape the things out. So as you can see, I've only used a smaller choppy blade so far. And then there's some other things in here. I'm not quite, oh, here's a brush, which I didn't realize this brush was here. There's 2 brushes in here. I didn't realize these brushes were in here. But so when I washed mine out the other day and I used it, I just got out, you know, like my brush that I had here and I used a knife. But I'm thinking, oh, that stuff is right in there. So this is a lovely gift. So now if your wife or your loved one was like me and was resistant to getting one of these little kind of like food chopper cutter things, if you go in the kitchen with them, say, babe, look, it's this easy. She'll be amazed. And then there's more blades that come with it. There's like some little slicer kind of blades. You can also like chop in like either onions or slicing boiled eggs and different things like that. And what is this? Oh, there's a juicer and there's egg separator. So there's all kind of things in here now. Probably all of these blades in here, all these different things in here, I'm not going to use all the time. And that's okay. If nothing else, I'm going to be using this part a lot. So I'm really glad now that I have that I discovered it. So let's get this stuff back in here. Definitely keeping the instructions. And then I'm just going to set this up here like this because I have to figure out where in the cabinet I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep this part together like this out where I can just grab it and reach it. The rest of this I'll probably sit in the pantry until I'm looking for a particular break. But oh my goodness, if there's anybody out there that have used one of these vegetable choppers, and I know Miss Leona has a mandolin kind of slicer thing, which I've not tried. And I'm thinking, I got something that'll do that either in this or in that food processor. So I'm going to get comfortable with some of these things. So, but this is certainly a good option as a gift. So if any of you have tried one of these, let me know in the comments section or in the chat if you've used them and what you thought about them. So yeah, let me know. And then this is a Food Saver, a small handheld vacuum sealer. And it works pretty easily. All you do when you use it, this is the second one that I bought. And I think I bought it as a gift because I don't need this one because, like I said, I've already got one. So I don't want to tear up the... I don't want to tear up the little thingy on it and make them think I'm giving them something that's been used. Oh, come on. There. I will assure them that I have not used it. I suppose I shouldn't be opening somebody's gift to share with you, but I don't know where mine is. So this is a handheld food saver. And what you do is, you know, it's got this little vacuum sealer thing around there. You set it down. Wait a minute. Well, I thought it would work just, it's been a while. So it comes like this. This is a charging station. You plug it in and then you put it in here to charge. Once it's charged, you take it out. And then it comes, I'm just messing this all up. I didn't intend to do that. But since I got it out to show, I guess I better show the whole thing. It comes with vacuum sealer bags. So like you see this little circle thing there? What you would do is you would put it on there and then push it down and the vacuum will come on and it will suck all the air out and the vacuum seals the bag. And of course you've got a place on there to write and all that kind of thing. It's very nice and I have used them. I do like them. I vacuum sealed things in them and they will last in there for a good year, maybe a little longer, but you do want to keep an eye on it. So it's going to take me a minute to get this all put back together. So I'm going to just set it over here because I want to make sure I get that put back together right because I didn't buy that to keep. I already have my own. So let's see what people are saying over here. So the limited space, we talked about that one. Sea polish is nice. Waffle maker. I've been using my sourdough discard for waffles. Hey, I like it. Requires no additional flour. I haven't tried waffles on there. Um, and then there's Bashua. So hey, Bashua. Yeah, in those rice cookers, the rice comes out perfect every time. And let's see. So Strategic Kitchen, smoked turkey tails. Several people say they do turkey. Turkey tails. Yep. Turkey tails are winning. Yeah. I used to use ham hocks, but one of my sons don't eat pork, so I have to go with something that I don't have to worry about it because he will ask, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's turkey." Uh, and then Bashua likes red accents in her kitchen as well. Her kitchen's red, black, and gray. So yeah, these little coquettes, these little soup things are nice. Um, And then Jean says, I want to make different things with my Thanksgiving leftovers. Jean, I have got a video up. I put it up a week ago, but it's how to use your Thanksgiving leftovers the right way. So if you want to go and check that out now, I put it up a week ago. So when you guys are looking for it today, it will be there. So yes, I've got a video up. I've got several different ideas in that video about how to use Thanksgiving leftovers. So please check it out. Let's see. So Jean said she ordered the stand mixer. She's looking at options for slides and a carrying case. I also want to get the pasta attachment. You know, I think the pasta attachment would be nice. And I would also like to get, I think there's a meat grinder attachment because then you can make your own sausage and that kind of thing. I've been thinking about it. I might put that on my list for Christmas is the sausage attachment. And I've been wanting to try to make my own pasta too. So maybe I'll put both those attachments on my list. So Bathsheba said she has a mat that she puts her KitchenAid on. And that's why I got that little coaster thing under my KitchenAid. So I could just pull it back and forth. So yeah, that works. And Jean said she has all her boxes too. Doesn't have an air fryer. Yeah, buy the little slide thing. There's several ones to choose from. So yeah. Creating with Thinkita. Oh, creating with Kita. You're doing fine. I watch your channel sometimes. Love home. Oh, thank you, Thinkita. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate that. I appreciate you dropping by. So, Welsh family says she has the water bath canner, but for half pint jars, I find it easier to use a tall, oh, just a stock pot instead of going to the garage and pulling out the big canner. I can see that for those, well, for those quarter pint jars. For my half pint jars, they work fine in here. I just pull this out whenever. It's just easier because I've got the rack and everything's in there and I have to worry about it. But yeah, what kind of chopper is it? Full Star. It's a Full Star chopper, and like I said, you can. It should be in my Amazon store, but if not, go to my Amazon store and then go from there to shop. And all of these things are not in my Amazon store yet. I don't have them in the description box yet. But if you guys could help me out, if you think you might want to look at something, if you go to my Amazon store, which is probably not in this link yet, but in any of my videos, my Amazon store link is in there. And then let's say there's nothing in the Amazon store you want to buy. Well, then, just click on the browse while you're in the Amazon store. You can you can look at other things on Amazon. And then if you buy, let's say you say, okay, I don't want to buy anything that she showed me today. And I click on this link that takes me to the Bonafide Amazon site and I can look at other stuff. I can still get a little bit of credit for that. So they keep cookies and they keep cookies for 24 hours. So yeah, you can do that. Yep, and so Sheila says that she uses that chopper when she preps her onions, and then she freezes a bunch at a time. Yeah, exactly. Charlize is here, and it's me. It's here, the Busy Bee. Good morning. Choppers are always good to have on hand, and it is a good one. And I can't tell you why it took me so long to use it. But yeah, everybody that has one says they love it. So yeah, okay. So other small appliances or small kitchen thingies. This is a set of spurtles, and the first time I saw these spurtles, Miss Leona had them. she was using them. And I kept thinking, what is that thing? And then I got to noticing what she uses them for, and she uses them all the time. Instead of wooden spoons, a lot of times she'll use these. So like you can tell the ones that I use most often because they're getting kind of, you know, grungy at the edge. But I like these dark ones. Depends upon what I'm doing as to what I like. But I like these thin ones, like these thin ones like this. I use these a lot instead of wooden spoons. And then this one I can use if I need a slotted spoon. I use this one for that. Same thing for this one. And then sometimes if I need to flip something, I can use that. And then this is just a regular spoon. So this set of spurtles is wonderful. And I use them all the time. And the nice thing about these wooden utensils is you don't have to worry about them scratching up your pan. So that's the big thing there. If you got a nice set of cookware, you don't want to mess it up. So there's that. And of course, I just realized I forgot to put that up here. I'll grab it. Other small things that I like to use include these BPA-free whisks. So I had some wire whisks, and they get kind of rusty sometimes. And also you have to be careful about putting a wire whisk if you've got a good pan. So like, let's say you've got a ceramic pan, you don't want to scratch it up. So I ordered in these silicone whisks, and you come with a large, a medium, and a small. And I absolutely love them. I gave my wire ones to the Goodwill because I felt like these are so much better, and I don't have to worry about them in my good cookware, like my Caraway or my other ceramic cookware, not a problem. And I'll get that Caraway out in a minute because I've been using them quite a bit. And I keep the boxes, so I use these all the time. But since I keep my boxes, I went out in the garage, got this box, and brought it back in so I can share it with you. So there's that. Now this is my newest love. Thank you, Tam, from Duncan Party of Six. And I like I said, I keep the boxes. And I knew I was going to do this show, so I kept the box so that I could use it. But I had it out yesterday. I was trying to spatchcock a turkey. So I saw this guy, it was on, what was it, Kelly and, not Kelly and Regis, Kelly and her husband. What, I think Kelly's her name. Well, anyway, it used to be Kelly and Regis. Now her husband is on there with her. And so they had a guy on there, and he was spatchcocking a turkey. I can't tell you my thoughts when I'm watching these people with these gloves on. You got the turkey on the counter, and they're cutting up the turkey. They're doing this, that, and the other. And I'm like, what the what? But anyway, that's a whole different story. But I needed some scissors. And so I had said, I had been talking about my YouTube manager, and she had mentioned, like, when you do live streams, and you should try to get people to give you super chats and all that kind of thing. And I just never think to mention that. I just don't feel good about asking people for that kind of thing. And so I have been cutting something, and the scissors were so dull. And one of the viewers said, you need some new scissors. And I said, you know what, you guys, you're right. I need some new scissors. You guys ought to give me a couple super chats so that I can get a new pair of scissors. And Tam Duncan Party of Six, she said, and I'm thinking I'm going to get like $1.99 from several people, now get enough to buy a new pair. Tam from Duncan Party of Six sent me enough to buy a new pair of scissors. So I got this set of scissors on Amazon. This is the Gidley two-piece multi-purpose utility scissors and seafood scissors. So the kitchen shears come with this nice little cover like this, and you've got this little thingy there that you can use like to open things with. Like I can use that to open canning jars and stuff and other things. The blade's nice and sharp, and then you got this little thingy here that you can do other things with. So this came with it. But in addition to the scissors, my kitchen shears, I also got this pair, and these are seafood scissors. And so again, here's this little thingy there for the seafood, and it's kind of curved. Well, my husband, I'm married to the big fisherman of the Midwest. So we do a lot of fish in our house, and then other forms of seafood from time to time. So it's just perfect. So every time I get him out, I say, oh, thank you, Tim, I love these. Because Because you know how you'll be using something and you get used to it not working right, but you just keep fumbling away with it. And I love these. So they'll be going back in the drawer when I get all this stuff put away. But I had to, you know, get them out to put them up so you guys can see them. So there's that. So I showed you guys all the stuff up there. Stuff there, there. So I've showed you all my kitchen appliances or kitchen things that I wanted to talk about. So now I want to share with you guys a couple laundry items. Just a couple laundry items. Let's see if anybody said anything funny since let's see, we had that. Yeah, the inside of the shears is a jar opener. Oh, wait. The inside of the shears is a jar opener. This part here? Well, I'll have to try that out off screen. I wasn't sure what the inside was for, and the little booklet that comes in here, it doesn't say. Okay, but thank you for that. I'm gonna give that a try. Oh, so Jean, are you suggesting that I should do a membership? Is that what you're thinking? I should do a membership? A membership with exclusive videos, Cook with Denise. I've had a couple people suggest me to do a membership, but I just don't know because I keep thinking, can I do enough extra to make a membership worth your while? What would you want in a membership? So you guys that are on now, if you could let me know, what would you want in a membership if I was going to do a membership that that has some exclusive stuff? I just don't know. And then the other thing is, do I have the capacity to add something? So let me think about that. But let me know what you want. Okay, laundry stuff. So you guys know I love laundry. I haven't been doing a lot of laundry videos lately because I've been doing my budget cooking and my videos for people that are on a really stringent budget or maybe SNAP benefits and just people that need extra help on their budget stuff. Like I did a video most recently on the essential pantry items, if you like a $25 starter pantry for people that just really need to start their pantry for that. And then I got one tomorrow if I can get it edited. Jean, I wasn't talking about that for you to do that. Now I don't know how to get it up there. So Jean just gave me a super chat. Jean, thank you. Now see, I wasn't saying that for you guys to give me a super chat. I was just telling you guys what my YouTube mentor said for us to do, which I rarely do. And the one time I did it, I got the super chat for the scissors. And now Jean has sent me a super chat. Jean, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That is so kind of you. Okay, Denise, keep it together. All right, laundry. So this is a new product that I'm trying out, and it is the Drops Odor Eraser. It is a bio-based laundry additive. So if you have a problem with mildew, body odors, pet odors, and the other thing, got that middle school or high school funk, you know, when the kids start, you know, going through puberty and their body's changing and they start, you know, all these odors start getting generated, or, you know, yourself or, you know, your partner, you know, the guy in your life, and you're coming back from the gym and they smell pretty sweaty, or they leave the gym clothes in the gym bag and it's like, oh my goodness, or somebody left the towels in a pack on the floor or in a pile on the floor. This Drops Odor Eraser should help take care of that. So for stinky athletic gear, funky pet bedding, or musty towels, this will help with that. So this is one of the laundry items that I want to share with you today. One of the new ones that I'm trying out. And you guys might have seen this before, but for my young homemakers, particularly those that live in an apartment and they don't have a lot of space in their pantry or their laundry area, laundry baskets. You need to have one laundry basket in your house, no more than two. No more than 2. I know some people, one of my clients said she had 8 laundry baskets and she would just put the clothes in them and she would wash them, leave the clothes in them, or if the clothes got dirty, she'd put the dirty clothes in the basket and buy new clothes. So let me just encourage you guys, no more than 2 laundry baskets. Because if you let them pile up in the laundry basket, it can become a habit. Then they don't get washed. So 1 laundry basket to transport things back and forth, and then 1 extra for whatever. But no more than 2 at the most. But this one is really good if you live in a place where you don't have a lot of laundry room or laundry space. It's a collapsible laundry basket. Look at that. Full-size laundry basket. And I think a woman designed this one because look at here. It's got 3 handles. So you can grab it this way. But you know, ladies, when you got the baby on this arm and something else over here, so it's situated so that this part here fits right under your arm. You can handle it this way. And if you got the baby here, you can climb the steps, or if you need to hold onto the rail. Like I'm at the point now where sometimes I need to hang onto the rail when I'm going up and down the steps. So I can hang on to the rail, and I got this right here to get it up and down the steps. And you know, we got that little extra ledge here on our hip where we have to, sometimes it's the baby on the hip, sometimes it's the bag of groceries, well, sometimes it's the laundry basket. So I love this. So I will make sure it's in the description box below. So if you guys are going to get any of this stuff, again, go through my Amazon store Amazon store, and then to collapse it, you just push it down. He might come down saying, "What are you doing?" But so there's this. So these are the 2 laundry items that I wanted to share, and then a couple other things. I had some travel stuff that I wanted to share with you guys. So, for you guys that didn't know, I'm a cool grandmother. So my little granddaughter was here recently. She came with my son for, to celebrate my husband's birthday. His other daughter was busy, so she couldn't come, but he brought one of his daughters out with him, and she saw my backpack. She's like, "Grandma, you have a spray ground?" I'm like, "Yeah." She says, "Well, do you have that little dollar thing to prove it's authentic?" I said, "Well, I think it's in the office somewhere, because, and I've had this a little over a year, and I bought it on a cruise." Hubby and I went on a cruise, and we had so much fun, and we did some walking around in Miami while we were the day before the cruise, and we went to this area of the town. I can't remember what it's called, but it had a lot of museum-like things, and they had a lot of graffiti and stuff like that. It was a graffiti museum, and a lot of the graffiti in the museum had this kind of shark tooth kind of thing on it. And so when I was on board the cruise and I was in the gift shop, I saw this backpack, and it reminded me of the graffiti museum we had gone to, so I picked it up there. So when I got home and I tried to take this off, and I did get it off, I tried to cut it off. You can kind of see right here where I was trying to cut through the thing to get it off, and I finally figured out that I could unscrew it here. And I had thrown it in a corner on the desk in my office, and I didn't really pay much attention to it. I put this tag on it with my name and stuff, so when I'm traveling, it's identified. She says, "Well, Grandma, you have to put that money thing on it. You have to leave it on there so people know it's authentic." So I put it back on here, and it's really not, in the way. And I can carry it. I'm cool, so I just carry it like this when I'm being cool. But when I'm in the airport and I'm trying to be in a hurry, I put it on the right way. I put it on like this. And I will admit, the last time I was in the airport, I got a wheelchair. The Atlanta airport is absolutely huge. And I'm at a point now where I can't really walk from the gate to baggage claim. So I'll get a wheelchair just to go from there to there, because it's just crazy. But here's my Spray Ground backpack. Spray Ground is the brand. It's called Spray Ground. And I guess it's like graffiti artists. Ooh, that poked me. I better put something around there. But that's the brand. Spray Ground is the brand. And it's really nice because it's got like a little, there's like a little place up here that you can put something in. Just something small. So usually when I'm on the plane, I will put either my earbuds or maybe if I'm going somewhere, I might put my keys, but I'll put something in here that I want to be able to get access to quickly. And then it unzips like so. And when you look inside, there's like a part here where I will put my iPad inside there to keep it protected. And then there's another zipper compartment here. And then on this side, there's like a little Velcro mesh that I can put things in. So this is my backpack that I would take with me. So if you're getting something for one of your teens, get them something cool. Get a spray ground, and you can get these on Amazon. When I got this on the cruise, I had never heard of spray ground. Didn't know you could find them on Amazon, but now that I know I'm a cool grandma, you might want to get one of these for your cool teen. So there's that for travel. And then one of the things that I've fallen in love with when I do travel are these packing cubes. And you can pack all your different things in them. You know, they come in different sizes. You get a little kit. And so you can put like a couple outfits in here. You know, you can put toiletries in here. And then there's one here. Like you've got one here that you can use for either shoes or laundry. Just all different sizes. And then they fit in one little bag. But the nice thing about it is when I pack my suitcase, I've got all my items, all my clothing, all my underwear, all that good stuff. And it's in one of these. So if they have to open my suitcase, you know, everything isn't showing. So I'm just going to set this aside for now. And then these are some little cups that I can use, little containers that I can put things in. So let's say I want to put some of my face cream in one, some of my lotion. I thought I emptied all this out. Oh, this is some stuff for my hair. And then what I do is I'll put a sticker on the bottom to tell me what it is. I was wondering why that one was heavy, but I got some hair stuff in there. And they're different colors, and I can just put them in here. And they come in this little case, so I can put them in here, put it in my suitcase, and it keeps the liquids or whatever inside. So there's that. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you was my suitcase. Now, this comes a set of 3. This is Samsonite. Well, it's American Tourister, which I learned American Tourister and Samsonite. I think Samsonite owns American Tourister or the other way around. But I really like this because I wanted one of the newer hard shell cases, and I wanted something really bright because I have a red bag, which I don't use it very much anymore. But when I would go to the airport, everybody and their mother had a red bag. And so it was always difficult figuring out, well, which one is mine. Well, with this yellow, I might once in a while see another yellow bag, but I rarely will see another yellow bag. So this came a set of 3, but you can't buy them individually. So this is the small carry-on size. This is the medium size. And then there's a larger one, like an extra large size that comes with it. Let me get these. And then they've got the, where's the other one? And they've got the little TSA little thing here, you know, the little lock there. So these are my travel items that I use. So there's that. So if you've got any travel coming up, these are good things to get. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And so then this last group of things that I wanted to share with you. Oh, I forgot my cookware. Let me get that cookware before I forget, or I'll forget it again. And that was one of the main things I wanted to show you. And I'm looking at part of it right here. Let me just grab it real quick. I got stuff all over this kitchen. I can barely get around. I got so much stuff out. Oh. I had some stuff out sitting on a chair that I wanted to share. I had a chair under the table, so there's that. But one of the other things that I wanted to share with you guys was my Caraway cookware. And that's something that I've been using quite a bit and really enjoying. Missing. It's coming. It's actually right here. Yeah. So here's my Caraway cookware. It's a set of 4 pieces, and this is my Dutch oven, and I love how it makes my chicken and dumplings turn out. I've had it for a while. This is my pot bottom. I've had it at least 2 years, if not 3. One of my young homemakers recently said she loves her Caraway cookware and she wants to keep it nice. So one of the reasons why I got those nylon whisks was because I wanted to keep mine nice too. I did not want to be scratching up my interior. So I used that for that. Now I want you to see on my bottom, you can see where it's a little discolored around there. What I have learned is that you see this little metal plate here, it's best to keep the heating element on that. So even though this is a large pot, I don't use my 3 into my first and second tier burner on this one. I use the small one, so that the heating element stays right in here. That way I don't end up burning up this part of the pot. It comes with 4 tops, 4 lids. So this lid fits that one. You also get this small skillet that comes with it. And this lid will fit that one as well. And you can buy these individually on Amazon, or you could buy the whole set. And they do have them on sale Prime Day right now on Amazon. This is the largest one, and I like it. And now let me show you this. And you can tell I've been using it. I need to do some little work here. This one's getting a little discolored, but you see that? So I try to make sure that I don't get the heating element outside of here. And this is my small one. I need to work on it because you can see. So for this one, you get this lid. You get this longer lid, this bigger lid for the bigger pot. You also will get this set here. You'll get like this little thing that you can put your lids in. And so they just fit in like this. And I keep the lids, and I just keep it set aside in a place in the other rooms. When I need the lid, I just grab one. You also get a magnetic holder that you can put on your counter, and they fit right in there. I don't have the counter space for that. I keep these in my cabinet where I keep my other pots and pans. So what I do, because I don't want to scratch up my interior, I'll put this flour sack towel there, and I put this one there. I'm showing you guys all my little secrets. And then I put this on top of that. Then I can set that pot inside there like that and not scratch the interior. This is how I make it work in my kitchen. So you just have to figure out, how to make it work in your kitchen. But I love this set of Caraway cookware. It really does cook very nicely. It is, it's ceramic, so you don't have to worry about the coating and all that stuff coming out unless you scratch it up pretty bad. And you really have to work at it to do that. You can cook your eggs and whatever in there, things just slide out. So I really like this. So now I'm gonna set this up here. And I'm gonna get this and set it right here for now. There. Now, if you guys been following me and Miss Leona, let me see what other people are saying. I'll get that off now. Okay. Let's see. So Lurker Smurf says some creators do memberships that include extra lives and a video to a month. Lowest monthly fee, 99 cents. Is that what you have the urge to do? I don't know, but people have been talking about it. I'm just trying to think about it. And so membership is what they're saying. Cooking with Denise. I know you weren't saying it. I wanted. Thank you, Jean. I do appreciate that. Yeah, that collapsible laundry basket is very nice. And so Jean says she's got that basket. I think they're good to have. So Hazel says, late to the party, just had coffee. Good morning from the West Coast. Hey, welcome. Come on in, come on in. And I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm just sharing some ideas for homemakers, for new brides, for grandmas and aunts and anybody that loves to cook, anyone that's creating and making a home. Because here's the thing, it is not 1950 anymore. So if you are creating a nurturing, cozy space in which to live, be you male or female, you're a homemaker because you're making a home for yourself. Any of these things that I've shared, at least most of them, will be things that you can use there. So now, if you guys rocked with me and Miss Leona when we did our Black Girl Shower Routine show, we had so much fun. So I wanted to share with you guys a couple things that you might want to consider from that. So one of the things that I've been doing, because I'm loving that Black Girl Shower Routine stuff, and where some of the things I knew about, some of the things I realized is, like as Black people, we are not monolithic. There are so many different peoples and cultures that make up Black America. And some of them from Nigeria and Ghana and other places, some of their cultural practices have kind of become incorporated into some of this Black Girl Shower Routine thing. And one of the things that they've been talking about is these African bath sponges, the official African bath net sponge. And I got gifted this. So I wanted one. So my sister, I told her I wanted an orange one. So she got me an orange one. It's upstairs in the bathroom. But she also bought me this beautiful, beautiful burgundy one. They come in all different colors. They are so nice. It's the net sponge, and it's like they're exfoliant. So when you look at them, they have these little knots on the net, and it just helps you exfoliate your skin is what it does. So your skin feels so soft and smooth, just so smooth, because you just get rid of all that little dry, ashy skin that's on there. So this African net sponge is definitely something you want to pick up. And I'll get all this in there. The other thing that I have been loving are the body oils. So this one is the Infinite Beauty Soothing Body Oil, and it is the Vanilla Orchid. And oh my goodness, it smells so good. And you put the oil on after you get out of the bath. You put the oil on, and then you can put some lotion on top of that. So this one, and then this Cocoa Bliss St. Cloud Hair and Fragrance Mist. So you get out, after you get the oil on, you got all your stuff on, then you spray yourself down with this, wrap up in a nice cozy bath towel, or rather bathrobe, before you put your nightgown on, because you can't go to bed with all this stuff on you. Otherwise, you'll be sliding across the bed. But this Vanilla Bliss Hair and Body Fragrance Mist, and so you can put it on your body, but you can also put it in your hair. Just kind of, just a little, just a little. So you smell good, and that way your hair smells good too. So your partner will be like, babe, you smell good. Like, yeah. So there's that. Now this was a gift from a friend. So I've got some nice friends. And so she had watched me and Miss Leona do our Black Girl Shower Routine show. And then she came here to visit. She lives in Dubai now. Her and her husband live in Dubai because he's working over there. But she tries to get home 3 or 4 times a year because they have a daughter that's here. And so she's one of my sister's best friends. So she's a good friend of mine, but she's one of my sister's best friends. And she was over there to visit, and I walked by. I said, what do you have on? She just smells so good. And she told me she was wearing Ivory Moon by Zara. And we don't have a Zara here. Zara is in the UK. At least as far as I know, there's no Zara in the US. There's just in the UK and a few other places. And so sometimes when she's going back to Dubai, she might stop, a few different places. But anyway, she got this from Zara. She says, well, I'll give you some. And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, thank you. And I'm thinking, but I didn't think she'd really give it to me. Well, I went to the beauty shop one day, and we go to the same beautician when she's here. She'll go there. And she came in, she knew I was going to be there that day, and she says, here you go. And I'm like, what? Oh my goodness, this smells so good. And she gave me this bottle of Ivory Moon by Zara. And you can get it on Amazon. I didn't know that, but you can get it on Amazon. It smells so good. And I put it on. My husband loves it as well. So yeah, so there's that. But I've also been buying some nice body soap. So part of the Black Girl Shower routine is you wash twice. So you wash first with bar soap, maybe a washcloth and bar soap, or you could do the African net sponge and bar soap. And the bar soap has emollients and different things in it that your body washes don't have. So it kind of takes off all the grime, the grease, and all of that. And then you wash with the body wash, which is nice and fresh smelling and all of that. Or you could choose to go with an exfoliant. So for the body washes, I've got this Native. This is the lotion. This is the body wash. So then after you do the exfoliating with your African net sponge, or you might even use a different kind of exfoliant, then you can go on with your body wash, which is fragrant and all that, and you smell nice. And then you've got your matching or companion lotion. And so right now I've got the Native, but I've been experimenting with different kinds because, you know, I've just really been trying to elevate my self-care routine, elevate my self-care. Because, you know, sometimes as homemakers, as moms, as wives, if we put ourselves on the list, we put ourselves last. So I've been trying to move myself higher up on the list and at least take some time to really pamper myself with some of these goodies. So this is something else I've been going with. And I love the lavender smell as well. And lavender pairs well with so many things. So this is the lavender bar soap. It is the Ala Mason. And I love the Ala Mason. I was in Home Goods one day. And there were some Amish ladies in there. Me and this one lady got to talking. And she was there too because she came to get the Ala Mason hand soaps and different things like that. Because she loved the smell of them as well. So this is the Ala Mason. This is the Lavender Flowers bar soap. And then this is the Ala Mason Lavender Aloe hand cream. And I put some in my husband's bathroom. And he said, hey, I really like that soap. I'm like, you noticed? I can put whatever in there. He never notices a difference. But he noticed this one. He said, yeah, I really like the smell of it. And it's a manly fragrance. I was like, okay. I picked up a couple bottles of it, and he likes that. And I've also got there's a body wash that goes along with it that I've got as well. So pamper yourselves, ladies and gents. Elevate your self-care routine. And some of these body oils, I really love them. It's really making my skin feel a lot more hydrated. And then using your net sponge helps with the exfoliation daily. And then you can use some other exfoliants. So there's these. And then, of course, my So there's that. So I wanted to share those things with you guys. And then I've also got some apparel. Yeah, got some apparel. And let's see what people are saying first. Self-care is important. I've been here watching. I have a question about the Black Girl bath. Stephanie, hey, what's your question? I bought the African net sponge and love it. Oh, Debbie's Kitchen said she got it. She loves it. She bought her daughter one. It washes well too. No more mesh sponges. Yeah, so that's the thing, Debbie and Stephanie. So with these, you know those little spongy, those little net sponge poof balls that we all would grab for, and then you use them and you use them and you pitch them and buy another one. You really can't get them very clean. And so you think about the part where they're all, you know, bunched up. You might have all kind of dead skin and stuff like that. With these, they wash up so easily. And, you know, you can just see, they just wash up so easy. Wash them up with a little soap and water, or you could use shampoo or something like that. Let them hang them out to dry. And, you know, they dry easily and they wash up nicely. And you see a couple people on here have said they got some. So, yeah. So, Stephanie, what's your question about the Black Girl Shower routine? Now, I know you're going to say, look, I've been black all my life, and some of these things I've never heard of. And that is true because the shower routine that we see trending on TikTok or Instagram or even YouTube has elements of other cultures that are in there. So as I mentioned previously, we're not monolithic, so it's a combination of other things. I was talking to one of my friends who is from Ghana, and in their culture, they shower twice a day, in the morning and at night. Whereas we don't always, in this country, we don't always shower twice a day. Maybe shower in the morning before you get your day started. Sometimes you might shower again at night. Some people like to shower at night so they can hit the ground running in the morning. It varies, but as part of it though, it's meant to elevate your self-care routine. It is meant to really pamper yourself. And a lot of these things that you're doing as part of the routine, you're doing at night before you go to bed. Because if you're gonna take a shower and you're gonna shower once with the bar soap, and then you're gonna shower again with the body wash. And then once you get out of the tub, you're gonna pat yourself dry, and then you're gonna put the body oil on, and then you're gonna put the lotion on top of that. And then once you get all that on, you're gonna spray yourself with some kind of a spray. You can't just jump into bed. This takes a good anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, and nobody has that kind of time in the morning. So these are things you're doing at night to relax and to elevate. But one of the girls said that her grandmother every night would take her shower, and before she went to bed, she would put her perfume on. And that way you're smelling good, you're refreshed. And so not only are you treating yourself and you're smelling good for yourself, but you're also smelling good for your bed partner. So there's that as well. So let's see. So Stephanie says it's hard for her to try a new soap. What do I recommend? Well, you know, it depends upon what you like. Now, part of the black girl shower routine, what most of those young ladies do, they will use Dove bar soap. It's a very clean soap, the Dove for the sensitive skin. So there's two kinds, either Dove Beauty Bar or the Dove for sensitive skin. They will use that because it's just very natural, and there's no fragrance to it for the most part. So that's what they use when they do the bath with the bar soap. I have been loving this a la Mason soap. So this pack isn't open, but I've got another pack that's got lavender. It's about this big. It's little round bars, and it just smells good. You have to decide what smells good to you. And then, you know, go to Michael's, or not Michael's, go to TJ Maxx or Home Goods one day and just go over there to their bath and beauty aisle and just smell the different fragrances and decide which one you want to try. That's what you want to do. And Stephanie, you're doing so much taking care of other people. You really need to work on taking care of you. Because I know you're a lot like me. We got this person that we need to care for, and that person. I know you got your dad, you got your husband. So you want to put yourself at the top of the list, because if you got to take care of them, you got to have something pour out of that cup. Shirley says she would do a better job with self-care. You know, we just need to. Debbie says she takes her shower before bed. You guys let me know. Do you take your shower before bed or do you take your shower in the morning? Let me know. Inquiring minds want to know. Oh, and so Debbie asked her about Aveeno. That's another good one too. Aveeno's oatmeal soap. They have shower gels and all that, but Aveeno's a good skincare product as well. So Stephanie says she's allergic to so much. So Aveeno might be a good one because it's hypoallergenic and a bunch of things. So you might consider trying something like that. Okay, so there's that stuff. So I wanted to share with you guys some like apparel, women's apparel. And so these are some things that I got. But so I like nightgowns. And now that it's winter, I like nightgowns that are a little heavier. So I ordered this little nightgown here, and it is from, who is it from? It Counter, I don't know. There, one of those nightgown brands on Amazon. But it's got the little pleating in the front, little pleating in the back, but it's heavier than the ones that I wear in the summertime, so that it keeps me a little bit warmer. So I like these. I have this one that I wanted to share with you, and I will, like I said, I'll link all this in the description box. And then I also like Fabletics, and you can get Fabletics on Amazon now. So I had ordered some things from there that I wanted to show you. And so these are the Fabletics pants. You can tell because it's got the little F thing on there. These are the Fabletics pants, and I like the little cuffs that, like the little jogger pants. Like you see, I got that on now. This is the Fabletics outfit that I've got on now. So when I'm just busy around the house sometimes, it's getting a little cooler, so I haven't been wearing my dresses quite as much because, you know, they're all short sleeve for the most part. So I got these, and they've got like a little drawstring in the front, and then you've got this, you know, there. And so they fit nice. They fit like these. They fit like these. So don't notice how fat I got, but they fit like these, and they're heavier. Especially here in Indiana, it gets cold. So sometimes I need something heavier than these. So I got these. And then you guys know I like to do yoga in the morning. We haven't been doing my yoga quite as much because I've been having more trouble with my back, but I found some other exercises for seniors that I'm going to try. And so then I got these. Now these, oh, they feel good. These are the Cloud Soft. Yeah, the Cloud Jersey wide leg pants. And sometimes I just wanted something that's just kind of more, just more modern looking. So I got these, and they're really soft. Oh, I like the way they feel. So I have these. And I had been waiting for the longest for them to come. I was hoping they would come before this, and they just came a couple days ago. And then here's the last one, and these are gray. These are the two colors I like, black and gray, when it comes to exercise gear, workout gear. And these are the Jersey Cloud Soft as well. Isn't this ash gray lovely? So yeah. And I get the size extra large. I haven't really had a problem with shrinkage. The problem I have is expanding. So, but that's these. So those are the things that I wanted to share with you guys. And as I said earlier, these are just things to think about, things for homemakers, mainly gift ideas that I wanted you guys to think about. So, shea butter's good, yes. Oh, caress with the authentic, oh. So, C. Pollard, and I think, I forgot your name, C. Pollard, Cinta, I think you said it was. The caress with the authentic African neck is really nice. Okay, so you guys think about some things like that. Well, listen, I think I've shared with you guys all the stuff that I had to share with you. My kitchen now looks like someone dropped a bomb on it, so I got to figure out how to get all this stuff put back. And what time is it? Oh, my husband might want something to eat for breakfast. So I guess I better consider doing that. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. And be sure to visit my Amazon store. I don't have all these things in there yet, but you can go to the Amazon store. Once you're in my store, you can, click on a link, and it'll take you to, let's say you go to my Amazon store and you click on this ball canner. And you say, you know what, I don't think I want to buy that right now. Let me see what else is available. Once you're on Amazon and you're looking at that, you can look at anything else on Amazon and buy whatever you want, and I'll get a credit for it. So please consider doing that. Oh yeah, Ivory soap. I forgot about Ivory soap. Amy, thank you for reminding us of that. And you know what? I think I forgot about Ivory soap because it is such an old, tried and true brand. Like when you had a baby back in the day, you used Ivory soap to bathe the baby because it was clean, and you didn't have to worry about any allergies or anything like that. So consider Ivory soap. And for sleepwear, layer with natural fibers close to the skin. Yeah, that's why I like those kind of cotton things. So, Stephanie, I'm so glad you joined us today. Hope you're doing great. And yeah, this was fun. This was just fun. You know, guys, I love coming on and just chatting. It's just like having a girlfriend chat. And I really enjoy this. So, I don't know, maybe that's something I could do if I had a membership. We just come on and chat. But I just don't feel like I'm making best use of your time if I'm like, oh, well, what do you want to talk about today? I feel like I need to have a purpose when I come on. So we'll see. We'll see. My, and my admin, Mickey Blue Skies has started her YouTube channel up again. It's called Soft Pages Studio. And she loves journaling. So she's gonna, resurrect some things. So I'll have her come on the show one day so you guys can get to know her again, and we can kind of help give her a boost. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to clean up some of this, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye. Don't forget to click my links.